Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and it is 1:10 p.m. And boy, is there a lot to discuss. Binance basically buying out FTX after news of Binance basically saying they were going to liquidate all of the FTX tokens, and a bunch of basically Twitter wars between billionaires, which sent the market down substantially last night. And I profited off of that, which I'm going to show you. And I'm in a short right now after a loss. So it's been kind of crazy. We're going to go over that, some of the crypto news that led into this buyout. But there's a big caveat to this whole thing. I don't necessarily think that Binance is going to be able to close this deal. I think it's going to be, let's just say, thwarted by those in a higher position of power. So stick around. We'll be right back in a minute.
If it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kind of patient, 'cause only time will.
All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow, and we're going to go over some charts initially here. And I'm going to show you what I have been kind of playing around with. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do first is, oh, hold on, I got to open this up. Man, what a night, because last night was absolutely crazy, and there was so much going on, and I was trading it back and forth, and oh man. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. This is the chart as I'm seeing it right now. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's not going to open. Give me a break. Okay. All right. So let's eliminate that. This is, this is my BitGet, which has been, it's actually been kind of fun, trading this, this price action that's been happening lately. So I'll show you my trade so that I'm not, messing around with you. I have been trading on BitGet. And I did open another short. So so this is, you know what? I'm just gonna, maybe I'll hide myself a little bit so you could actually see what's going on a little bit better. Or maybe I'll just put myself over here for now. All right. So you can see I'm currently in a trade. My unrealized P&L already is I'm up $345 on this trade. And, where that stops, nobody knows. Now, this is after last night. So I have to be 100% honest here. I have not been trading with any real system other than my overall macro sentiment for the market, where I think we're at, what I think is happening, and how I expect it to play out. I'm not trading on technical signals right now. And it's a shit show, if I'm honest, but it's still fun. You can see these are all my trades. All green trades so far. I've made like 4. This one I made $383 after closing that short, and then I lost $277 on this trade because what happened was I shorted, price just started tanking, and I'm like, wow, this is great, and I just let it go until this morning. And I woke up this morning and I was up like, I was up $400 or $500, whatever. And then I watched it for a little bit and it started to come back up a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and exit. Cause I was thinking I'm just going to let it go. Like, what are the odds I'm going to hit a liquidation price anytime soon? I could just let it all play out. Probably should have. But it's okay. I sold that, and then it started going up, and I thought, wow, we're going to get a reversal at this point. I don't see this going much further. But in the time that this has been playing out, while this has been playing out, it went from, well, I'll show you the articles, Binance liquidating FTX tokens, and, the people at FTX are getting all pissed off and end up in this Twitter war, and there's all this stuff going on. And so as that's happening, the market is crashing, right? Everything. I mean, Solana just crashing, everything associated with FTX was just crashing. And so it did really well for me on a short. And then news started coming out that Binance was going to buy FTX. And then things started to come back around. But the thing of it is, Well, and I'll get into some of this news and what's happening, but ultimately I am in another short. So far, I've got to be honest, I've been really kind of digging BitGet. They are my sponsor for the month of November. I should be talking about them every day. I haven't been, because if I don't have any active trades or I'm not actively trading, I don't really talk much about it. The link is in the description below, and I do want to start a trading team. I kind of want to start a trading team for those who basically are like, yeah, Crow's probably right. I think we're going lower. We're going to at least see 10 grand in Bitcoin at some point. Because honestly, I just want to start shorting opportunities until we get there. And that's kind of my goal. And we're going to have ups and downs in the meantime. But, ultimately, I think that the midterm elections are going to play a significant role in what's going on in the market. Look at this. So I'm up $335 on this trade right now. So, I honestly trade, and I'm only using 3x leverage. So I don't do anything crazy, because I don't want my liquidation price so close to what I enter that it could change at any time and I get liquidated. I'm not that greedy. To me, this is just a fun thing. And it's something that I really wish I would have started doing when I called the peak of the market in April, because that, man, I can't even imagine how much I'd have made over this bear cycle. But I'm not making that mistake again. And it's one of the reasons why I'm getting more active in these trades and experimenting with trading systems and things like that. And I haven't been super active because I'm working on this new master course that I really want to be the end all be all for anybody trying to get into crypto. And, it should be pretty good. But anyway, if we're looking at the actual market, let's open up the market. And okay. All right. So this is a 15-minute chart. You can see we didn't necessarily bounce, but we didn't stay above this bullish signal very long before we just turned around and petered right out. However, at the same time, I will say that Cardano's been pretty much holding its own, man. I mean, if you look at the losses of like Solana, you know what? I'm going to pull that up. So even Ethereum, look at Ethereum is just getting wrecked with this. And this is the exact situation, the exact scenario that I have been basically that I've been trying to paint for people. So Ethereum is down 17.2% since basically the 4th. Well, it wicked up here. So this was the 4th. So over the last 4 days, Ethereum has dropped 17.2%. However, Cardano, that's a 4-hour chart. Okay. Let me make sure I'm on the same charts here. That was a 4-hour chart too. So let's just go on back to that. So let's see. That's all the way back in September. How much has Cardano dropped since the 4th? I don't know. We shall see. So that's the 5th. There we go. All right. So we wicked down to about 14.5% on Cardano. So not quite as bad as Ethereum has been, but for the most part, Cardano has been holding its own. And I believe that a lot of the money that's getting out of like Solana. So let's take a look at Solana and what has been happening with the Sol token. I'm not, as we all know, I'm not very big on Solana personally. Let's just look at Solana USD on FTX. Man, I got to quit chuckling. So this is November 5th, and it's down. It wicked all the way down to 41. It wicked down 41%, folks. 41%. And look at the size of this indecision candle here. This is insane, man. And, where it goes from here, nobody really knows, but I don't necessarily I don't know how faith is being held in Solana much at all at this point. We can see who is involved, how stuff is playing out with Solana. And quite honestly, I think some of this money is going into Cardano. Cardano's down 14%, while Solana's down like 41% in the same time frame. Where do you think that money's going? Because what I think is potentially happening, in my humble, in ignorant, gray-bearded old man opinion, is money is exiting Solana and it's going into Cardano, but because the overall macro scheme of the market is things are moving down based off of all the macroeconomics, everything going on in the world and so forth, but it's kind of boosting Cardano up. That's what I think is happening. So it's kind of offsetting those order books. So we're not getting the same spillage in ADA as we're seeing in other projects. When are people going to learn? I mean, it's Cardano for the win once again. And it's like, I love it. This is the absolute tortoise versus the hare race, and I'm here for it. I love it. And I'm going to continue shorting Bitcoin. I mean, you know, very small leverage, 3x leverage is as high as I'm going to go. But you know, that's what's happening. Oh my gosh. I'm up $781 now on my short. It's already doubled since I started recording this video. I'm not kidding either. Here, I'll show you. Let me show you something. Look at that. Isn't that nuts? That's the fun of what I'm doing here on BitGet. And you know, not every trade, because I lost like $360 this morning because I started a short too soon. I should have just let it ride out. But I'm like, oh, I got to get to work and I don't want to watch this all day. But now here I am. I'm up $900. All right, so we'll take a look at some of the other stuff going on, and then we'll let you guys go about your business. But I do have a link in the description below, and there are a bunch of bonuses, man. I don't even remember all of them. They're like, what kind of bonuses do you want for your people? And I'm like, good ones. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of fun. So let's open up the news and let's talk about a little bit of what's happening. So these are some of the articles that were coming out. This is November 6th. This is just 2 days ago. Billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried explains why crypto exchange FTX passed on funding Twitter acquisition. Well, because they couldn't, obviously. We know the answer now. I don't even know what he said in this article, but whatever it is, it's likely garbage, is my opinion. Because if it doesn't have anything to do with like, well, we're about to get liquidated and like bought out and everything else, well, then he's not telling the truth, obviously. The chief executive of FTX is revealing why the crypto exchange passed on funding Elon Musk's acquisition of social media giant Twitter. 793,500 Twitter followers. And we passed on Twitter because it didn't even like our strengths. It didn't seem like our strengths were what was needed for Elon's vision for Twitter. E.g., if he wanted to do blockchain-based social media or blockchain wallets, payments, we'd have been excited to work on that. And who knows, maybe he still will. Well, we got Soblocks.com that's being developed right now. So believe me, a decentralized social media platform is coming, and it's there now. Go set up an account. In a recent interview with Forbes, oh, you know what I could do? I could take this. Here we go. See, Soblocks. You can put that right there. So yeah, I mean, basically it's a bunch of hoopla. It didn't matter because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes he wasn't going to be able to talk about. Binance to liquidate its entire FTX token holdings after recent revelations. And he started doing this and he was talking about it all over Twitter and people were like, why are you being so cruel? And he's like, I'm just being transparent. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. You guys complain there's not enough transparency in crypto, so here you go. The CEO of cryptocurrency exchange Zhangpeng Zhao said his company will liquidate the entirety of its position in FTX tokens. It's down to $22. The native token of competing exchange FTX. In a November 6th tweet, Zhao said the decision was made after recent revelations that have come to light. Ooh, boy. In a later tweet, ZC explained the FTT liquidation was just post-exit risk management, referring to lessons learned from the fall of Terra Luna Classic and how it impacted market players. He also added, we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Wow, CZ is a hero. CZ is a champion, in my opinion. However, I still don't think this deal is going to go through. Cointelegraph understands that Binance's decision to liquidate the token is due to reports surrounding a recently leaked balance sheet from Sam Bankman-Fried founded Alameda Research, which alleges billions of dollars worth of Alameda's assets are tied up in FTX tokens. And you guys got to admit, I mean, Ben at BitBoy, I don't know. Some of you guys like to troll and hate, but I don't know if BitBoy exposing a lot of stuff has played a role into sending this down. But if it did, you guys better start putting some respect on his name, because personally, I'm tired of hearing and seeing all the BitBoy fudders and the nonsense, because you guys drive him freaking nuts, man, for no reason. And I'm telling you, behind the scenes, BitBoy, Ben, he has been a champion for each and every one of you guys, whether you realize it or not. And that is freaking fact. So you guys really need to like start showing some more respect. I mean, granted, he's like the biggest YouTube channel out here now, but yeah, you guys are just so full of shit more often than not. You guys really need to start opening your eyes to what's actually happening, and not even just in crypto, because I know yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I would not doubt at all that Ben probably had some sort of role in exposing some of these things that has caused this kind of tumble, and ultimately the potential buyout of FTX by Binance. However, I just don't necessarily think that it is going to happen, because something tells me that regulators aren't going to allow an exchange based in where I don't even know where they're exchanged. I think it originally was Singapore. They might have went somewhere else. For all I know, they're operating out of Sweden. I don't know, but I don't see U.S. regulator. Well, and at the same time, I don't even think FTX is based in the States either, because I don't think they'd be able to operate the way they do if they were. But something tells me that U.S. regulators are going to have something to say about that acquisition, and I just don't necessarily see that happening. I mean, I don't see them being able to stop them from purchasing the tokens or whatever, but I don't think they would do that. Why would they do that? Because they're dumping them, or at least they were dumping them. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But ultimately, this all kind of coincides with my sentiment yesterday. I said, Bitcoin to $7,500. Do I actually think that it's going to hit 7,500? No, I think we're probably going to hit somewhere around 9,600. But we could wick to 75. And I see a lot of the comments in the videos. It's like everybody wants hopium. Everybody wants to be driven. Everybody wants to basically look at their bags and see the hope for a brighter day. Listen, that doesn't mean that the short term is going to be all roses and flowers and smell good. Okay, that's just the nature of crypto. Just because I say that the overall market sentiment and based off historical patterns, numbers, time frames, and so forth means it's more likely than not that we are going to go substantially lower than where we are, especially given where we're at in politics and the economy on a global level, the overall major national global agendas that have been playing out in front of our very eyes, whether we choose to accept them, understand them, or believe them, it's happening. I've been reading the books. It's almost like a blueprint for everything I've seen over the last couple years and then some. And so, you could choose to just kind of close your eyes and stick your head in the sand and try to ignore it and basically say, oh, my bags are going to the moon tomorrow. Or you can accept reality for what it is and ultimately figure out how to play the market based off of what's happening and what we've seen happen time and time again, and better position yourself for a better and brighter future than what you think you may have as sitting in your bank account or your crypto wallets today. It doesn't mean that the future isn't bright. I'm in this space. I'm still doing YouTube content because I absolutely believe in the technology. I believe that some of the uses for this technology are going to be used for more controlling, nefarious means by those who have the means of pulling it off. However, I believe that the early adopters are going to have a much better position in life when these things start to come down the pipe and we start seeing them every day as a natural part of our daily use case, our commerce, our so forth and so on. So it's going to be the people that ignore what's actually happening and basically rely on the hopium of the hopefuls and that try to kind of put their heads in the sand and try to put out this message of everything's going to be great. Don't worry. Yeah, in time, probably things will turn around. We'll have another bull market. If anything, I believe that the next bull market we have may very well be the last as we head into 2030, because I think that everything in the world is going to change by 2030. And it's already starting. So, take that as you will, but that's just where I see things. I mean, love it or hate it. That's, me, I call it how I see it. You may not always like it and it's tough shit. I'm definitely a tough lover. I'm a tough lover. I've been through it and back, and you know, sometimes I feel like the best way to better understand things is just like my developer said yesterday. I was like, what's it like working with me on stuff? And he's like, well, you just straight up, like, for better or worse, you just call it how it is and we deal with it and work through it. And you know, it's just how I look at all things. Meta prepares to lay off thousands of employees this week. You know, here's the thing about Meta. I know obviously Zuckerberg has a lot of haters. Everybody thinks he's a robot or an alien. He doesn't even know how to drink water. You know, I see all the jokes and the memes and all that stuff. And, you know, everything I know about Zuckerberg, he's kind of this hardcore nerd that wants to be an apex predator. He just happens to be a billionaire. Now, he's watched his valuation drop substantially of late. Because, you know, what's the slogan? Everybody says, you go woke, you go broke. I mean, I don't really know if that's true or not, but it does seem like a lot of the companies that have played a role in kind of the overall agenda that's been laid out for everyone are really struggling now as the public is starting to open their eyes and kind of think for themselves instead of constantly listening to the fear mongers, basically say, be afraid, listen to us, do what you're told, not what we do, kind of thing. And you know, I definitely, he's definitely a proponent of that. And I think it's affecting their company's overall bottom line. However, I think that the investments that they have been making in Meta, I think maybe we've been seeing software and applications for metaverse and things of that nature through Meta that haven't been very like, I didn't even know they had anything out. I didn't even know they were actively building stuff outside of hardware yet. And so that just goes to show that nothing they've been building has been very buzzworthy for people like myself. Well, the Oculus is actually pretty cool. I have an Oculus. I have the original one. I haven't upgraded to the 2 because it's like there wasn't anything that captivated me enough to really draw me in long term. So it's sitting in a closet. So, you know, it is what it is, but in due time, I do believe that Meta will come back from a lot of this. They're going to learn from a lot of it. And honestly, I think a lot of other changes associated with the metaverse market regulations, crypto and so forth are going to be coming into effect as well. So on that note, let's take a quick look at where we're at with the market. Bitcoin down 18.7. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin is crashing so hard. I got to look at my short real quick, just for fun. Oh, okay. So it's down to 18,830. It's trying to turn around on a 15-minute. So I'm only at $500 profit right now. It's very interesting. And I think as people start to understand that the deal with Binance and FTX is not as likely to go through as some may think, at face value, I think that the market correction is probably going to continue going a little lower. And then at some point, we'll probably average out and start going sideways for a little bit before we get another final drop down. I mean, like I said, I think by February, maybe we see the real bottom of where we break 10,000, even if it's temporarily. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I definitely plan on shorting it for a while and having some fun as I can. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I don't invest more than I can afford to lose. So, be that as it may. So let's take a look at the top earners right now. OKB. I don't even know what that is. It's up 33% on the week. Polygon Matic. That's trading at $1.05 right now, up 19%, but it's down 17% over the last 24 hours, down 8.5% on the hour. So that's not exactly wonderful. Chainlink up 2.2%. So it's not really up. Basically, it shot up and it's been dropping back down. Binance token has been moving. I remember when Binance token was $20 and I almost bought a whole bunch of them to sit on for 5 years and I didn't do it. Oh my gosh. Sometimes my gut tells me to do things and I ignore it. And I was really weary about exchange tokens back then. So yeah, to each their own. All right. Well, 24-minute video. Hopefully this is a little enlightening, gives you something to think about for the rest of the day. And here's to praying that the tropical storm hitting Florida doesn't rain out EDC Orlando, because my wife and I are definitely planning to attend. I've never been to an EDM festival before, and we've got a lot of plans, and I need a break. I want to have some damn fun. How about that? And then we are going to Decentra in Miami at the end of this month, and it's my birthday month, so we're trying to get out and do more fun stuff, and I definitely think Decentra is going to be a good time. I'm pretty positive I'm speaking on at least one panel. I will try not to get emotional. I doubt I will. I've been pretty good. I mean, I saw a comment, somebody said, "Oh, you're such an emotional basket case." And it's like, you know what? That may be true, but you wouldn't dare say that to my face. So until next time, guys, grow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.